It's Perp back with another video, and I just got done listening to Chris Brown's new album, Indigo. You know, this was highly anticipated. The last project he dropped was in 2017. That was Heartbreak on a Full Moon. That consisted of like, what, 40-something plus tracks, and it had bonus tracks come out. It was a lot of fucking music, pretty much. And I see that's going to be Chris Brown's wave from now on, even though I'll get to why I have an issue with that. But, you know, this is, you know, his brand new album, and I was really anticipating this. I was excited for this, but, you know, I got some things to say about this album right here, so stay tuned and let's get right into the video. So here we have a track list of the album. There is a disc 1 and a disc 2, or a side A or a side B. You got Indigo, Back to Your Love, Come Together featuring Her, Temporary Love featuring Lil Jon, Emerald featuring Juicy J and Juvenile, Burgundy, Red, All I Want featuring Tyga, Wobble Up. You get my gist with this. But, you know, this is a pretty decent track list for both sides. You know, it's pretty equal. And my only issue with this is he could have honestly just kept it an even 20 if he was going to just make a long album, because you could literally condense this album, because there's a lot of tracks I didn't like. Obviously, you'll see when I start to talk about my favorite tracks, which I'm about to start getting into very shortly. But, you know, I wish he could just, you know, kind of shorten it up a little bit, man. You don't have to always go crazy with the tracks. But speaking of the tracks, let's get right into the tracks that I like on this project. You know, this is from the first side. We got a good 9 songs out of the first 15, which I think that's pretty good. You know, I was expecting to like more. You know, I was expecting more from this first side, but it is very energetic, very upbeat with a lot of these songs. But these are the main ones I like right off bat. But, you know, that might change over time after more listens, because, you know, this album just came out, so you'll never know how your opinion's gonna change over time. You know, you might end up liking certain songs more after more listens, but this is pretty much like after 2 good full listens, because with long albums like this, it's gonna take a minute to really digest every track on this. So let's get right into the disc 2 or side B side of things. Like, this is pretty much the last of the tracks. And, you know, what is this, like 10 tracks out of the 15? So I found more tracks, a little bit more tracks, you know, 1 more track more than, you know, what I liked on the first half of this. So, you know, it was pretty decent. You know, I could listen to this more than his last project, because his last project, you just got a bunch of tracks on there, but I didn't really feel a lot of them for the most part. I do respect him for trying to do something different and really put a lot of tracks on his album. You know, I know it's mostly for streaming purposes and stuff, to boost streams and whatnot, but, you know, overall, anyways, I would really rather listen to this more than that. You know, I could listen to this more, you know, and I enjoy listening to Chris Brown's music, man. I give Indigo, you know, a 7, you know, a 7 at most, a solid 7. And, you know, I can definitely see myself re-listening to this multiple times over the summer. A lot of cool jams on here. a lot of cool sounds. I respect he does a lot of experimental type of sounds on this project. Very different. It's always nice to see some versatility, but you know, it still lacks from trying to stand out with certain tracks where you have a lot of tracks that kind of sound the same, and that's kind of what, you know, I wish you could have just cut out of this. Like, there's a lot of filler, and I don't really like filler, but overall, like I said, it's a solid 7 in my eyes. But I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Follow me on Twitter at PurpMinded. You know, if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button to help me get to 300. And I'll check y'all out later. Peace.
When I was young, I thought that success was all I needed. That's what was going to bring the happiness. Buying my mom a house, being the fame, the accolades, having people say, yo, you are the best in the game. I thought those would be the things that would bring happiness. And then when those things came, the happiness wasn't there. And I realized why that was. There was such an attempt to achieve these things and to keep going that you lose sight of the people and the blessings that you have around.